What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now today, it is time to put on your tinfoil hat and dig into this conspiracy theory, because folks on the internet are outraged and tripping because one of the most prominent and rich black men in the world was killed recently on his way to the Super Bowl, and he just happened to have another billionaire in the helicopter with him. So the world is tripping, saying, could it be a conspiracy? Because he had some things going on between his country of Nigeria, of which he was a prominent banker, and a passenger in his helicopter was the head of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Y'all, these are two bigwigs in the world of global economics representing the country of Nigeria. Well, this woman who I found here on TikTok who is expressing herself regarding this incident, I believe she misspeaks regarding the status of these individuals. She says it's 6 billionaires on a helicopter who goes down and dies in a conspiracy. No, sis, I don't think that's quite accurate. You got the one billionaire who's the head of the bank. You got his wife, who might be an heiress to his fortune. You got his son, who might be an heir to their fortune. If both parents meet their demise, it might go to the son. But the son is then deleted in this horrific incident as well. But the other two were just pilots, piloting the helicopter, transferring these folks from Los Angeles to the Super Bowl. And on that Super Bowl Sunday, everyone in that helicopter lost their lives. No explanation at this point, but there is an ongoing investigation, and all we can do is wait to see what they come up with as far as the black box on that helicopter and the flight path. But let's get into this video and see what this sister has to say as far as her conclusions. Y'all put your aluminum foil hat on, because here we go.
I find it very weird that no one is talking about how there were 6 Nigerian billionaires who died in a plane crash mysteriously while on their way to the Super Bowl, and how Biden just posted this cryptic ass message right after they died. The CEO of one of the largest banks in the country was on a helicopter with pilots, family, and the CEO/chairman of the Nigeria Stock Exchange when their helicopter mysteriously caught fire and crashed while on their way to the Super Bowl. And what are the odds that Biden on his presidential X account drops this photo with glowing red eyes and this weird caption that shocks all of America? And the caption for this picture that he actually posted on the presidential Twitter account was, "Just like we drew it up," and everyone thought that they were talking about the Super Bowl when they weren't. I honestly believe that this is what they were talking about. And if you are unfamiliar with the Nigerian Stock Exchange and what they have going on right now with America and just the overall fight for power, money, and greed, you need to pay attention to what is going on. One of the people on that aircraft was a chief executive of Access Bank, and his wife and his son were among those 6 people that were on board, and it went down shortly after 10 p.m. on Interstate 15, and all 6 people were killed, including 2 pilots and the former chairman of NGX Group, the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And what's so crazy, it is saying that authorities are investigating it, which means to me they may suspect foul play. They are trying to say that this could take up to 2 years. This entire investigation could take up to 2 years, and they are calling it a terrible tragedy. The Super Bowl was a giant ritual, and those people in that helicopter, think about it. If you take out the owner and CEO of a large bank, one of the largest banks in the country, you take off his wife, and you take out his son, who is left to get the money? Think about it.
Now, I understand where his sister is coming from because when you look at this situation and say, well, his wife was taken out, this is Herbert Wigwe, the CEO of Access Bank, one of the biggest banks in Nigeria, if not the biggest. I understand where she's coming from with her analysis, but there weren't 6 billionaires on that plane. You had Mr. Wigwe, who was the CEO of Access Bank, and you had the head of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, who we can predict is also a billionaire, but his wife wasn't technically a billionaire in her own right. His son wasn't technically a billionaire in his own right. And the two pilots who were piloting the helicopter, of course, were not billionaires. So that part of her analysis is flawed. But I understand what she's trying to convey, that there might be something suspicious about this incident, this accident that happened in this short, y'all, I'm from California, so I know this is a short distance from LA to Las Vegas, a quick trip. And yet we have a helicopter that is going down. But I need you to understand, when we put this thing in perspective and understand we have our aluminum foil hats on right now, I need you to understand that this conspiracy theory may be debunked by the fact that several Marines went down in this same area, in this same region of the country just recently. Let's see if we can take a look at this. It says 5 Marines who died in a helicopter crash in California identified. Yo, this is not an unfamiliar route. We got a major Marine base in San Diego, and they do a lot of training exercises in that region. They do a lot of exercises from the San Diego region to Las Vegas, Nevada. It's not uncommon. And here we are with a military helicopter that went down in that same area. And it says in this story, the Marine Corps has identified 5 Marines who died in the crash of a CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter Tuesday in California. The Marines are Lance Corporal Donovan Davis, 21. Ooh, that's so young. A crew chief from Olathe, Kansas, Sergeant Alec Langan, 23. A crew chief from Chandler, Arizona, Captain Benjamin Moulton, 27, a pilot from Emmett, Idaho. Captain Jack Casey, 26, a pilot from Dover, New Hampshire. And Captain Miguel Nava, 28, a pilot from Traverse City, Michigan. According to a 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing news release on Friday. Y'all, I respect our military. I honor our military. I thank them for their service. And as an Army father, I feel for these parents who have to endure this tragedy that occurred in Southern California. The story goes on to say all were members of 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing's Marine Heavy Helicopter Squadron 361, nicknamed the Flying Tigers. We have been confronted with a tragedy that is every service family's worst fear, Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas Harvey, the squadron's commanding officer, said in a news release. Our top priority now is supporting the families of our fallen heroes, and we ask for your respect and understanding as they grieve. Y'all, we don't know in this situation whether this was some covert operation, whether this was some nefarious operation to take out this Nigerian banker and the head of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We don't know at this point. They say that the investigation might even take up to 2 years by the NTSB. They're looking into it. But we know that this corridor, this region of Southern California, is no stranger to death from military helicopters, from commercial helicopters. All we can do is pray for the family, pray for the situation, pray for everyone involved in this circumstance. And as we don our aluminum foil hats and try to parse through these conspiracy theories, yeah, the facts will come out over time. But the circumstances at this point, to me, appear to be suspicious. I agree with our sister here on TikTok who is putting forth some conspiracy theories to feed our insatiable thirst for drama and political intrigue. Yeah, a couple of powerful people perished. A couple of powerful billionaires perished, and we don't know why at this point. But all we can do is wait and trust God that the truth will come out at some point. It's a weird story here. A lot involved with it. Politics, intrigue, finance, banking, international relations. It's a lot going on this story. What do y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.